The Nightmare Before Christmas is not a movie I'm very familiar with. I've only watched it once, and that was last Halloween. I like to joke a bunch that this is a November movie, since people debate whether it's a Christmas or Halloween movie, but for this year I watched it during Halloween. Today, I'll be reviewing and discussing it. Last time I watched it, I thought it was pretty solid. Will my feelings remain the same? Will this movie be a Christmas? Or will this movie be a Halloween? Oh god. The Nightmare Before Christmas starts off with Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King, coming home from the latest Halloween. Right away, I want to praise the amazing visuals in this movie. Everything was done in a gorgeous stop motion and the atmosphere is extremely thick. The characters were animated so fluently, especially Jack. They used 2D animations for shadows and some special effects, and it's integrated incredibly naturally and it looks beautiful. Everybody is celebrating about how much of a success Halloween was, flooding Jack with praise. Something quick I'd like to mention is Jack's body language and writing. They do a great job of immediately cluing in the audience that Jack is putting on a fake smile. Jack sneaks off to the iconic Spiral Hill to express to Zero, his ghost dog companion, about how he's burnt out on Halloween and wants something fresh. While Jack sings, Sally, a Frankenstein-like creation of the mad scientist Dr. Finkelstein, watches Jack. Dr. Finkelstein doesn't let Sally ever leave her house, so each time she wants to get out and explore the world or be with people, she has to sneak out. She unfortunately is only held together by stitches, making her incredibly vulnerable to the elements and forcing her to be trapped with her creator. I think it's pretty obvious what this represents, and it immediately shows her dedication to Jack and her independence. After Jack takes a walk through the woods, lost in thought, he stumbles across trees with doors shaped like different holiday symbolism. He's intrigued by the door with the Christmas tree on it, and upon entering it, he's flung into Christmas land. The contrast between the dark, foggy, moody atmosphere of Halloween Town and the bright, warm, comforting Christmas Town is amazing. It shows an incredible amount of talent behind the creators of this movie. All of the sets used are amazing and are rightfully iconic. In Christmas Town, Jack learns the joy of Christmas, discovering how the citizens of Christmas Town celebrate and prepare for it. It gives him an awakening and makes him realize that he needs to teach everyone back at Halloween Town about Christmas. So he goes back to Halloween Town and calls for a town meeting. In the town meeting, he tries and fails to lecture the Halloween Townians about Christmas through song! The songs in this movie are absolutely fantastic. My personal favorites are This Is Halloween, What's This, Kidnap the Santa Claus, Oogie Boogie Song, and The Reprisal. Pretty much every song is incredibly good and on my Halloween playlist. I think the song that plays during this scene, the Town Meeting song, is probably my least favorite overall, but it's still a bop and it gives us this amazing close-up of Jack Skellington. I adore how absolutely creepy this movie gets. Some of the designs are so out there and imaginative. This movie also gets away with a lot of stuff you'd never see in a Disney movie these days. Just look at this duck toy with the bloody bullet holes. I was caught off guard by the dark imagery, and I wish more Disney movies had creepy and mature imagery. Anyways, after failing to communicate properly what Christmas was to civilians, he decides to go to the lab and truly dissect what Christmas is. While working, Sally sneaks out to give him a basket of goodies she made for him, inadvertently showing that she knows the spirit of Christmas. She pulley systems it up to his window, but disappears before he can thank her. While hiding, Sally begins pulling petals off of a flower before it transforms into a Christmas tree and then burns to a crisp in front of her, warning her of what's to come if Jack continues his Christmas crusade. If I had one small complaint about this movie, it's that this is never explained. It just happens, and we as an audience are expected to go, transforming flower that turns into a tree then explodes, telling the future. Happened to me last week, only that time the flower turned to the Christ, foretelling his resurrection in the coming months. And then it exploded. Anyways, Jack is obsessed with Christmas and continues to experiment, trying to learn more about what it truly means. At one point, he throws a gift to Zero on accident, which was pretty good irony for how he accidentally discovers the meaning of Christmas but is too busy working to understand what he just did. As he continues to research, he realizes he might be overthinking it, and upon imagining himself in Christmas garb, he decides that Halloween Town should do Christmas this year. While he's singing about his breakthrough, he spins a Christmas tree, flinging the ornaments on it to the ground, shattering them. This movie absolutely nails symbolism with so many standout moments that I'll mention when they come. Once he spreads the news that they'll be doing Christmas, he and the mayor start giving everyone assignments. One of the assignments is given to Lock, Shock, and Barrel, who work for Oogie Boogie, the most feared creature in all of Halloween Town. Jack gives the kids orders to kidnap Santa Claus, but not to harm him. We then get a song about how the kids would brutally maim him before they tell Oogie Boogie the news and set off to get Santa. While they're off doing that, Dr. Finkelstein is given the assignment to create reindeer, which he gladly accepts. I like that when he accepts it, it shows the shadow of his lips moving rather than showing his face. Once Dr. Finkelstein skedaddles, Sally tries to warn Jack that it will be a disaster. Jack is blinded by opportunity and ignores Sally, giving her the assignment to make him his outfit. Next, we get a montage of everyone preparing for Christmas. It's a great opportunity to see how demented and unique the Halloween Townians' idea of Christmas is, making lots of unique and disturbing toys, including the duck from earlier. We also get to see Dr. Finkelstein working on not only the reindeer, but also another experiment we only see briefly. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, the elves are peacefully working on everything for next Christmas, blissfully unaware of the coming chaos. After the montage, Oogie's boys finally kidnap Santa and start bringing him back to Jack. Once they arrive, Jack explains to the dazed Santa Claus that he'll be taking over his role, and then he steals his hat. Jack then asks the kids to make sure Santa is comfortable and not to hurt him. They ignore this request and bring him to Oogie Boogie, who proceeds to do hardcore BDSM with Santa Claus. The Halloweenians then prepare for Jack to take off in his sleigh. Sally attempts to sabotage Christmas by putting a fog potion in the well. That's something I really like about this movie. Sally has a lot of agency. She of course loves Jack, but is also incredibly smart. There are multiple times when she's making potions and creates things. That's one of the ways she's able to sneak out of her house. Anyways, the fog seems like it's foiled Jack's plans. However, Zero's bright nose lights up the surrounding area, meaning that Jack can set off for Christmas. And so, Jack Skellington sets off, flying through the air, giving children the terrifying gifts they made in Halloween Town. There's a really good scene where a kid stumbles into Jack, putting presents under the tree. Jack gives him a gift and a poke on the nose before leaving through the chimney. The kid's parents come down and ask him what he got, and he turns around with a blank expression, holding a shrunken head. I normally hate the kid walks in on Santa cliche, but this scene is really funny to me. This movie didn't make me laugh a ton, but the jokes here are decent. I'm okay with this movie not being as funny as other Disney movies since there's tons of great songs and amazing visuals to make up for it. As Jack flies through the sky, we get a montage of him delivering presents to unsuspecting children, and it's very entertaining. He eventually gets shot up by the military. Okay, I'm sorry, but this movie is really cool. Like, deadass, the military starts bombing Jack effing Skeleton. Anyways, at first he thinks it's fireworks, but then he realizes they're firing at him. I like that Jack is naive, but not stupid. He doesn't really fully understand most things, but he realizes, hey, I pissed off these people, now they're shooting at me. It's refreshing. He gets shot down, rip the reindeer with him, and crashes into a graveyard, making the Halloween Townians believe that he has been blown up. In total distress and anguish, the mayor starts running around, spreading the news that Jack is officially dead through a microphone. I really like the mayor. He's incompetent and is a good commentary on real-world leaders. He quite literally has two faces, one with a smile and one with an anxious face. It's good symbolism for how officials usually are just being told what to do and don't really think for themselves. Anyways, Jack wakes up on top of an angel statue holding out a Bible, which is once again fantastic symbolism. He sings about how he realizes he was wrong about everything and how he wants to hide in a cave, maybe out of embarrassment, maybe out of fear, maybe out of anger for himself. He then realizes that he is Jack, the Pumpkin King, and has to make things right. I think this is a really good arc for him to go through. He knows that he messed up, but rather than running away, he finally realizes who he is and accepts his responsibility as the leader of Halloween Town. He rushes back to get Santa to fix everything. Meanwhile, Sally tries to free Santa from Oogie Boogie, but unfortunately gets caught. Sally then threatens that Jack will beat him, but the mayor unfortunately drives by shouting that Jack has been blown up, giving Oogie Boogie more confidence. Right as Oogie's about to kill Sally and Santa, Jack arrives and saves them. A big fight ensues, and it's a great fight. It's incredibly inventive and frantic, and it takes advantage of all of Oogie's torture mechanisms. It's incredibly impressive for stop motion, and it's a great way to send off the movie. Jack manages to take advantage of the fact Oogie's made of string, untying him and sending the bugs controlling him right into the lava. Now that Santa's free, he scolds Jack and quickly sets off, setting everything right. Once everything's fixed, Santa flies over the moon, causing it to snow in Halloween Town, finally letting the citizens there feel the Christmas joy Jack felt. While this is happening, Jack and Sally go to the iconic Spiral Mountain, now covered in snow, and share their feelings for each other. Jack finally noticing how important and helpful Sally is, combined with his new enthusiasm, makes him realize his feelings for Sally. They embrace as the camera zooms out. The Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my new favorite Disney movies ever. Other than the stupid flower, there aren't really any flaws with this movie. It's just a bunch of great characters, great songs, great sets, great writing, and great moments. It's a perfect movie and is definitely a top 10 Disney movie. I'll be coming back to this every November for sure. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a very happy Halloween.